Hello everyone, welcome back to another housing tutorial. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to use a mana bar, which I'll zoom right into. But before we get to that, I just want to show you something I discovered. I got a client so I can do more Skyblock, and there may be Skyblock videos. If you guys want Skyblock videos, I'll make a Skyblock video if this video can get to 5 likes. Anyways, but what I was saying about the Badlion client, they've given me too much power. I should not be allowed to emote and move around at the same time and jump. This is really stupid and I love it. But anyways, ignoring the emotes, let's get back right to this. First things first, we're going to want to make a mana bar and an HP bar if your game has that. And we'll go over to mana bar. You're going to want to make a function. And there's going to be a display action bar, which you can find right up here in the corner when selecting. In the display action bar, you're going to want to have this. Usually, you can have it anything you want for the stats. So if you could see %stat.player / then the stat, usually it's best to just have HP, max HP, mana, and then max mana. I never recommend adding capitals because it may make it a little bit hard to remember what it is. And after you do that, you're going to want to come over to mana bar, right click it, and come over to automatic execution. And you're going to want it to set it to 4 ticks, which is less than a second. So it will appear over your bar every 4 seconds. The next conditional you're going to want to make, or function, is in mana regen. Now I added an upgrade, we'll get an upgraded version, which will make your mana regen faster, but we'll get to that in a second. You come over to conditions, and in the condition, you're going to have two player stats. The first one is mana less than max mana, which you're going to want to have it lay out like this. You cannot just put the words. I remember when I was making my first ever game, which was a an open world RPG kind of thing. I had a problem with this, but you want to put in the %stat.player / the stat you want, and then %. It was really obnoxious and took me a long time to figure that out. The next one is a player stat requirement, which will be mana 2, which is the upgrade, equal to 0. If those are both true, in the action, mana increment by 10. Now, a thing important about this function is once you right-click it, you're going to want it to have a certain amount of ticks. This one is 100 ticks, or every 5 seconds. 20 ticks is 1 second. Next is swords, so whether a sword has ability. So in this one, it's going to be mana greater than or equal to 30, and HP less than, well, once again, the stat of max HP. So this is if a sword has an ability. This one is pretty much where you use mana to increase your HP if you're low. And in the if actions, you change player stat, mana decrement by 30, and then HP increment by 10. Now let's grab a weapon for this one. We grab an iron sword, and we do /edit. Come over to this, and we're just going to come over to the second page, click trigger function, and add this function. If we were now to right-click the sword, I will zoom in, it decrements our mana and increases our HP. And the mana regen is working. As you can see, around every 5 seconds, our mana increases by 10. But anyways, moving on to the next one. The next function is mana 2, also known as the upgrade. This one will pretty much have it where our mana 2 equal 1, so you have gotten the upgrade, and mana less than, well, max mana. Pretty much the same one as last time, just the differences being the mana 2 stat is equal to 1, and the most important thing is the change in time. I set it to 20 ticks, so every 1 second. Jerry over here, surrounded by all this ice that I built while I was watching an Alex Warrior stream, will give us this upgrade if we have a gold block in hand. You can have it with stats, but it doesn't really matter, so we'll just hand it to him. And now, it didn't take our gold block away because I forgot to do that, but if we were to use this ability now, as you can see, our mana is regenning a lot faster. Let's go over to the final ones. The next is armor. This armor one has as many conditionals as many pieces of armor. Now, I haven't fully figured this one out. All I have is, if you have 1 piece of armor on, it increments your mana only if you have 1 piece of armor on. I haven't figured it out if it works with multiple pieces of armor. I'm betting if you want a little bit better of how to do this like mana armor thing. If you wear multiple pieces of armor, it increases your mana by different amounts. You should probably go, to the people who've been doing this longer, either Minerman Douglas's channel and Alex Warrior's channel, which I'll put a link in the description to their channels down in the description. But pretty much, out of all, we're going to have one conditional that's going to be needed anyways. And there's not going to be a condition, it's just going to be an if action that's max mana set to 100. Now, of course, the armor parts are going to be these two others. Since you could see down in my hotbar, I have 2 pieces of armor. In this, it's just going to be has item, on armor, and if true, then max mana set to 110, making it look like you incremented your mana by 10. The second one being the same thing, iron chestplate, on armor, but this time having your max mana set to 150, making it look like you incremented by 50. So if we were to wear this armor, goodness, I need to get control of the mouse. We put this on, and our max mana has sent to 110. We take it off, it's been set back to 100. But now if we put the iron chestplate on, it's been set to 150. Once again, if we take the iron chestplate off, it sets back to 100. If you want any more the housing tutorials, put them down in the comments. I'll 9 times out of 10 do them. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll do a Skyblock video if we get the 5 likes.